Have you ever wondered what it's like being a media buyer in 2022? What is the day-to-day operations? You've heard me say before that my media buyers literally only spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day in an ad account. What does that look like? Today, I'll be breaking down the exact SOP that my media buyer has and goes through on a daily basis to ensure the quality and success of our ad accounts. So before we get started, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nick Theriot. I run an e-com growth agency. We work with brands and we help them scale from 6 figures a month to 7 figures a month in revenue. Nothing to sell you guys. All I gotta say is if you enjoy everything we put out, make sure to the like button, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you're curious about what we can do to help your business as my agency, then click the link below to book a call or give you a free strategy session. Everything I give you, fully transparent with the goal, intention to help you guys. So that being said, let's dive into the video. All right, media buyer day-to-day operations. Again, this is, if you don't know what a media buyer is in 2022, this is basically the person actually running all of the Facebook ads actually in the ad account on a daily basis. And I just want to give a little more clarity of how my team is structured, because if you don't know how it's structured, you're gonna have a lot of questions regarding who's doing the creative, who's doing the copy, yada, yada, yada. So this is how my team looks right here. You got me, the strategist in that sense right there, which is basically just like other term for marketing manager in that aspect right there. If you want to look that up online, I'm basically focused on team calls, client calls, ensuring we're hitting client numbers. And then, you know, if we're not hitting client numbers, what can we do? And obviously we have a few bags in our you know, a few tricks in our bag that we can do to help improve that. And lastly, a little bit of product positioning and kind of like, you know, what's this main strategy that we need to be rolling out across these accounts. Then we have the copywriter who writes all of the ad copy. This comes down to the ad copy you see on the creative, storyboarding creatives, looking at, you know, the body copy, the headline on the ads, pretty much anything text related the copywriter is, you know, basically taking action on. Okay. Then we have what's called the VC. The VC is basically just a visual creator. This is someone who's a master in Adobe Photoshop, Adobe After Effects, Adobe Premiere. Maybe even you have some advanced level ones that have like, you know, a little bit of 3D modeling experience as well. I can do some 3D modeling for you. But VC is responsible for all of the creatives. Now, again, we basically do everything for a client but pick up a camera and shoot the content. So the VC might reach out to the client and be like, hey, you know, we need this particular shot done for this particular ad we want to run. Okay, so that's the VC. Basically what happens is it kind of starts off with me and the copywriter, where we have like our specific ideas that we want to run in terms of creatives, and then the copywriter will plan the creative out, fill out all the copy on it, storyboard, all that, send it off to the VC. The VC creates the creatives, and then it goes to the media buyer. So the media buyer does not look at creative in terms of like creating creatives. The media buyer does not create copy in that aspect right there. The media buyer solely responsible is just to media buy, okay? Putting money in the best performing ads. And we're gonna go over what that looks like in a second. So, and then the media buyer from there just simply runs all the ads and then provides us feedback of what ads are working, what ads are not, based off specific tests that me and the copywriter want to run. So yeah, so that's how basically how everything is structured. And then we're going to actually get into the main SOP now. So I have pretty much like a few different, like each round is basically, the first round is basically, you know, the first time my media buyer goes through all the accounts. So beginning of the day, he does round one, and round one is called optimize, where basically he'll go through all the accounts and he's going to record the, you know, the daily revenue and the daily spend from the last day, or if it's like a Monday, the last few days. And he's going to simply go over and just make small adjustments. These small adjustments are just recording data. And then, you know, are we hitting target KPIs? Can we increase spend or decrease spend? We increase it by 20% or decrease it by 20%. So that's step one. And then kind of number two is where we're going to actually look at the ads specifically. So the way we have everything structured, we have campaign. We only use one campaign per account. So, you know, in terms of increasing or decreasing spend, it's very easy. Just increase or decrease that one campaign. And then the secondly is we go down a level where we look at the last 7-day time frame, and we're looking at what ads we can turn off. Since we've been using dynamic ads, we're just leaving all the dynamic ads in each ad set. And then, so we're just basically turning off what ad sets didn't perform and what ad sets did perform. We're leaving on. Very simple. We'll look at the last 7 days and, make sure you're using attribution software. Tripwell, Wicked Reports, and Hyros. If you're using Shopify, we recommend Tripwell. If you're not using Shopify, Hyros or Wicked Reports is another really good one to leverage. We do not even take on a client now if they don't have an attribution software. You have to have an attribution software in 2022, even if you're spending $50 a day. Now, the next thing, obviously, we're looking at certain ads. We're kind of looking, when you're looking at all the ads in the ad account and making decisions, you definitely want to look at ads. Okay, what ads are not hitting KPIs, but also what ads are not getting spend. If you turn off your top 2 or 3 performing ads and you're hitting an overall good MER on a daily basis, you may have a impact in performance. So that's why sometimes we'll just do a 24, 48 hour test. Hey, this ad is a top performing ad right now. It's getting the most spin and we're hitting overall performance, but there's better ads in that ad set. So let's just turn it off for 24, 48 hours, see what happens. Because like I've mentioned before, just because an ad has an amazing ROAS but low spin, that doesn't mean it's going to outperform your ad that's spent 10 times more on it. Okay. Even though the top ad has a lower ROAS. And then lastly, just write down any notes or stuff like that that they want to revisit to later. So, hey, this account really needs our attention. Write down maybe 1 or 2 notes for it. So when you do your second round, go through it. So this takes literally like 2 or 3 minutes per ad account, maybe 5 minutes at most. Again, you're just recording MER, which is your marketing efficiency ratio, overall ROAS in that perspective right there. You're recording revenue down from Shopify and you're recording ad spend down between all your platforms. I do have a video on my YouTube channel called like the MER sheet, already on my YouTube channel where you can go steal that sheet. Very simple. We're actually switching over to recording. We have like a modified version of that sheet now that we're starting to leverage, where instead of making it on overall performance, we're making decisions based off of first-time customer revenue. So it's a little bit more precise, and that way it kind of eliminates anything like if we have a big drop or anything like that. So anyway, so after the first round's over, then we'll do the second round, which is launching. Okay, in the second round, basically what we'll do is we'll go through all of the accounts. And I'm looking at our Asana project for each account. We use Asana to project management for each account. And the second round is purely just to go ahead and launch anything that's in the Asana task. Okay. If we only have 2 clients out of the 10 clients we have that have something to launch, cool. We're just going to launch those 2 and that's it. Move on. All right. Third round is build. So the media buyer has now done, and this is all in one day, has now recorded revenue, and made adjustments in the account, has launched new ads in the account. And lastly, now it's like, okay, what else can he or she do? And this is where it's like, okay, is there anything else we can do inside of the account? So a few other things we like to do inside of the account. First thing is we'll take our top performing ads and we'll send it to the visual team to create new visuals around the same messaging. So let's say we have a photo with a headline. We'll send that ad to the visual team, the visual creator, and the visual creator will go ahead and take that one photo, that one headline, use that same headline and create 3 new photos with different visuals for that headline, just to give another little cool split test. Next thing is we'll send over top performing ads to copy team, create new copy ratios on the same visuals. So let's say if we have that winning photo, winning headline, winning visual, then we'll go ahead and we'll send that visual over to the copy team and then create 3 new headlines for that creative. Okay. And then they'll send over to my visual team to add those headlines to their creative. Very simple. Okay. So we always like to make sure we're staying on top of that. So that way, we can continue and maintain performance. Consistently, kind of like taking your best performing ads and creating wildly different variations of iterations of visuals and copy definitely does help find new winning ads. And then also helps us find, just new things you can put in the account. That aspect right there. Next is review social media profiles for content for copy/creatives. So we like to do is like, basically we'll just go look at a social media profile and we'll look at organic posts over the last, say, 7 days or 30 days. Honestly, if you're doing this on a regular basis, you just look at social media profiles really quick. Did they have a new best performing organic post? No. Okay, cool. But basically, we just like to look for organic posts, and we love to launch those organic posts in the ad accounts. I've actually helped scale an account to over 200K a month by literally just taking all of their Instagram posts and put them in the ad account. That's it. Every time they post on Instagram, we'd create ads with it. Very simple strategy. Now, it only works if you know how to create copy and creative. Like if your organic is shit, that's not going to work because the act of taking an organic post does not make the performance do good. It's the act of, hey, we have an amazing creative and copy team that does some amazing organic content, and that amazing organic content we can move into the ad account. But if you have shit organic content, you're not going to have performance with it. Next thing is, we also like to look back and just review, new best performing creatives from the account, look for prior existing best performing copy that may have been testing against the creative. So we're always finding new kind of like main winning ads for the account that we can use to increase performance and increase, scaling potential. So what we like to do is, okay, cool. Hey, here's our new winning ad. Is there any copy variations that we haven't tested against it that, that were prior winning copy variations and that we think might have a strong potential? No? Okay, cool. Move on to the next one. Number 5 is take existing best performing video creators and trim off different amounts of time and begin to create new video. So one account, I literally cut down their CPA from like a $50 to $60 cost per acquisition to like a $17 to $20 cost per acquisition for one particular ad. And it was literally just by trimming off the first 30 fucking seconds of it, because the first 30 seconds was just this creator talking about herself, and the clients love that ad. They love it so much. I was like, I hate this ad because it doesn't sell the product, but the client wants to run it. The client loved it. And you know what? Trimmed off the first 30 seconds after we ran it and it did terrible. Just literally went in the ad account. There's a little, Facebook ads editor tool and edit video, and then just trimmed off the first 30 seconds. That is it. We've seen some really cool case studies by just trimming that off. Again, that's, you have to already, you could just basically start the video at a better starting point in that aspect right there. Next thing is we'll create a slideshow video with the best performing photos in the account. And basically what we do is we'll take the best performing photos in the account. So if you have like a bunch of images that adds in an account that's working really well right now, you can go and use the slideshow tool, create a video and slideshow video inside of the ad account, and just take a few of the photos and boom, there you go. Very, very simple. And then create a carousel of the best performing image size video in the account. So if you have a lot of new images or videos, then you can also add that in there. Now, I want to note to you guys, like 6 and 7, 5, 6, and 7 right here, you probably only going to do this maybe once a week. This is not an everyday thing. Okay. Again, these are all things that we like to look at, but it's not every day I'm creating a new carousel. It's not every day I'm creating a new slideshow. Okay. If I've already done the act of creating a slideshow, the best performing photos in the account, and it didn't work, and we haven't found any new photos in the account, then guess what? I'm going to go for another few weeks of getting another few winning photo ads before I do that. Same thing with the carousel. I'm going to go and find some new creative assets first before I put it in there. So these are simply just things that you may do once to twice a week at most. Next thing, ideate. So this is the 4th round where basically, okay, you've already gone through the accounts, you've optimized, you've gone through the accounts, and you've gone ahead and launched things. You've gone through accounts to kind of build out a few assets you want to run. Now you're at the point now where you can't do fucking shit. Like there's literally nothing else you can do to control performance in the ad account. Okay. So the 4th round is where we ideate. And this is where it gives the media buyer a chance to just provide some of his or her ideas. Okay. Again, we all kind of make the ideas in the ad account of what we want to run. The media buyer solely alone is not responsible for making decisions in the ad account which ran. Okay. But this provides the media buyer an opportunity to provide his or her own feedback. And we have a master sheet, a Google sheet, where I fill it in, the strategist fills it in, the copywriter fills it in, and the visual creators fills it in, and the media buyer. So all 4 team members is in this Google sheet, and we're all adding in different things we want to run the ad account. Then each week we choose the things with the highest confidence that's going to create the biggest impact and performance to run in the account. Okay. But this just gives the opportunity for the media buyer to be able to actually go ahead and fill in that sheet as well. And there's a few different places that they pull ideas from. Competitor ad libraries, looking at other competitors with a similar product and be able to go through that. Slack ideas group chat. So basically we have a little place on Slack where it's me and my team, and we'll add in different ideas that we see online, just that one group chat. We have also an Instagram ideas group chat where me and my team is in an Instagram group chat, and every time we see an ad that we like or kind of catches our attention, we just send in that group chat, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pull some of those out. Next one is Amazon listings for products of similar nature. So basically just go and look at Amazon, looking at some reviews and things like that on Amazon, pulling out different ideas from there. And then number 5 is YouTube video reviews, just watching YouTube video reviews on the product, looking at the comments and looking at what people have to say about the product. So that's our 4th round. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So like the media buyer total time in the account on a daily basis is roughly 15 minutes per day. And then the other time is spent on things like ideation. And then lastly, there's a few other things that we're looking at from a management perspective right here. So on Monday, our media buyer sends out performance reports to all of our clients, which is just total spend, total revenue from the prior week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we send out, do calls with teams. So a media buyer does a call with our whole team. And then, we're like everyone in the business is responsible for showing up on Tuesday. And then Thursday, a media buyer does one-on-ones with each team member to just make sure that everyone's caught up of where performance is at and what we need to do to improve performance. This gives an opportunity for my copywriter to better understand what's working in the account. Gives my visual creator a time to better understand what's working in the account. Allows even me to be able to like guide him, mentor him in that perspective right there. What needs to happen, what we need to do to push to performance and stuff like that. So that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then lastly, number 3, one of the threes. Performance is down. So if performance is down for an account, we want to stay on top of our creative team to push out more creative assets we can test. So, usually if performance is down, that's more in the lines that we haven't found any new winning ads recently. So we need to make sure we're staying on top of the creative team to push out as much more creative assets as we can to test and find new winners. And then if we're having a lack of creative being sent over, hey, nothing's being sent over, we need to stay on top of them and make sure that there's a consistent flow of ads to them. So this is basically our media buyer day-to-day operations. Hope this helped out for you guys, and also hope they clarified a few things for you guys in terms of what you should and shouldn't be doing in an ad account. Obviously you can see right here, that's how our whole team is structured in this perspective right here. So yeah. So if you ever want to look at inside of media buyer updates operations, here you go. And if you ever want an insider look of what it's like to be in an agency and stuff like that, then here you go. It's a full view of my team in that perspective right there. So, but yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all would love for me to dive into the strategist role, the copywriter role, and the visual creator role, then please let me know, and I can do another video for that. Maybe if we hit like 50 likes from this video, we can actually go ahead and put a video on that together, and I'm happy to break down those other roles as well. Thank y'all so much for watching. Again, my name is Nick Theriot. Make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscribe button for new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.